Hey! Boom! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the old the Heale Manor, and live every day in August. Today is all about the news and what's trending in the news. So we've got some good stories that's going on in the news at the moment, and you'll enjoy this, I think, because we're going to put a slightly different look at it. Going to put our commentary on it. So without too much further ado, what I should do is I'll bring in my co-host. So here you go. Oh. Boom. Good morning, Keith.
Good
How you
morning,
doing?
Tim. All right, thank you. Tech problems as per usual with
I'm all over it like a cheap suit this morning. Now,
live
for
stream.
me, it's going to be a really, really busy show because I've got lots of things to click and do and show and one thing and another. So
Yes.
you'd have to
Don't
bear
forget.
with me. I mean, I'm going to try and be as professional as I possibly can, obviously.
Yes. Well, don't forget to put the comments up because we've had one from Rebecca. She says
Yeah,
morning and early one for a change. Just getting
yeah.
ready to go out. So watching and listening. Thanks to
All
Rich
right,
for letting me know. Oh,
brilliant.
thanks. And
Thanks,
Spirit in the
Rebecca.
Sky says, Good morning, Eagle. And Sonic
Good morning.
3XP Revital said, Good morning. So thank you for coming
Fantastic.
in on this early morning for
So
us
we've
because it's 10
already
10
got
in the UK.
lovely people in. Hang on.
Yeah.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
And they're all saying good
That's it.
morning to each other. So, Tim, what's on the agenda for this morning's news
Well, we're going
programme?
to cover a few stories this morning, and we're going to. I mean, these are all stories that are all over the news at the moment. So what I thought we'd do, we'd look at them and we'd put our commentary on what we think about it and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be too political, but
Yes,
there, there'll be some sort of political outfall from it,
yes.
obviously. So the first thing that I mean, it's all over the news what happened yesterday. Now
Yeah.
down in Poole Harbour, they've got this lovely little boat, and I'll give you a show of it. Look, where is it? Hang on, I've lost it. What have I done with it? Oh, there it is. So this is the Bibby Stockholm. Now they've used this vessel. It's a barge basically with a load of like Corrimec accommodation on. They've refurbished it, made it really nice. They've been using it for 50 odd years in different places around the world to house workers that are working on big projects. Now they've done a big refurb on it so they can put our illegal migrants on it. Now this is something that really winds me up. They call them asylum seekers. They're not asylum seekers. 90% of these that we're housing at the moment are illegal migrants. Let's just clear that up. They're illegal. They're here under false pretenses. And we'll come on to a bit of that in a bit. But that's the Bibby Stockholm. Um, Now, yesterday, they, they brought in a few people on it. And 15, I believe. They only
Yes.
managed to put 15 on it. Now, along with those 15, there was a welcome party. I don't know whether you saw the welcome party, but they're the champagne socialists. They're the care for Calais types. You know the sort, the do-gooders. They were bussed in. They're not locals. Let me just point out, they were not the locals that were welcoming these people onto the boat. The 15 that turned up yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but the locals are up in arms about it. The locals aren't happy at all. And the reason they're not happy about it is because, um,
Oh, you caught me having a cup of coffee.
oh dear. So the reason they're not happy about it is because Weymouth and Portland is a small area. It's not a huge population there.
Yeah.
But the problem that they've got is that their infrastructure is not going to be able to cope. Generally, in the summer months, they've got the tourist trade that comes in and they can cope. But to bring in another 500, I think there's 530, I think they said, that they're going to be housing on this Bibby Stockholm.
Yeah.
And that's going to affect the local infrastructure, the doctors, the dentists. They're going to be giving them free bus rides in and out of Weymouth every day, starting at 7 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. It's already had an effect on Weymouth's tourist trade this year. Tourists aren't going to Weymouth anymore. The same with Portland. People aren't using it.
Yeah.
So
I see that, Tim, excuse me a minute, that these people who are going to be refusing to go on it, their benefits are going to be stopped by the government.
That sounds like a really good plan. And along with that, what they should do is remove them. If they don't want to be housed on, if they want to be taken out of their nice 4-star hotels and put onto this nice accommodation on the barge, and they're refusing, stop the benefits, stick them on transport, and ship them back to where they say they come from. That will send out a clear message.
It would do. Yeah. You know, I mean, genuine asylum seekers, I've got time for, but not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not these people that come in illegally. There are ways. I mean, they come through other EU countries where they can claim asylum, but they want to come here because they know they get benefits. They get looked after. You've got the National Health Service. You've got doctors. You've got no end of things that these people want. But it's costing me, you, and every taxpayer in this country a large amount of our taxes.
At the moment, they're saying it's somewhere around about £8 million every single day spent on these illegal migrants.
Yeah.
They're not asylum seekers; they are illegal migrants. Now,
Spirit in the Sky. Sorry,
a legal asylum seeker will go through the correct channels. 90% of the times they're able to go to a British consulate, a British embassy in their country or in a neighbouring country for the likes of Afghanistan. I know 3 people that have left Afghanistan after we've left them behind. They work for me, these guys. 2 of them managed to come out via Islamabad. They had all their paperwork, all the documentation. They went to the British consulate in Islamabad. They got permission to. They put them up. They looked after them, and they shipped them out and brought them over here. The same with the guy that came out via Iran. He managed to get to the consulate. They did exactly the same for him. They all had the correct paperwork. They were in fear of their lives. The Taliban were actually seeking 2 of these guys because of the work they worked for us. And they managed to get out with their lives. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the legal migrants or the legal asylum seekers coming from Ukraine, because 90% of them are women and children. The fighting age men stayed behind to fight. That's the difference. These coming over on these little rubber dinghies are economic migrants. They're paying smugglers to get them into the country, and we're facilitating it. It's costing the taxpayer billions. They reckon
Yeah.
by the end of this year, it'll be somewhere around about 3.5 billion pounds of taxpayers' money looking after these illegal migrants.
Mm.
How is that fair?
Yeah, yeah, it isn't. But Spirit in the Sky Blue says it's terrible and what a shame. We're having the same problem here in America. They are
Yeah,
doing nothing to curb the situation. So
yeah,
when you look at that, they've got the same problem there. It's around the world, this problem, these illegal migrants, and they're
yeah,
coming in because they want material, uh,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
help.
you can't really
Yeah,
blame them, can you?
no, 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 I
But
don't blame you, Tim.
but why should we make it so easy for them?
Yeah. Mm.
Why should we have to put up with it? Over the last 10 years, our population has grown by about 10 million people in this country. Our infrastructure is struggling, is buckling under the pressure of it.
Yeah. So
And
I see on there as well that if they don't travel by today, there was 20,
yeah,
then all support for them will cease. So what they're going to do? They're going to try and escape
of course they
and
are. They'll just melt into
just
the
mix in with the population and hope to get a backhand the job
yeah,
to support the families and
getting
or
on the
themselves.
black economy.
Yeah, yeah. So then you're going to get some turn to crime.
Yeah,
So the
well, most of them
things are going to
turn
get
into
worse.
crime anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
there has been the incidences where they these asylum seekers are living in hotels at our expense, and then they're going
yeah,
downtown and working in car washes and all that for cash.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
I mean, the system is broken
yeah,
and it needs a really, really good shake up.
yeah,
And
yeah,
just
yeah.
as insult to injury, I don't know whether you saw what was trending the other day about these dodgy lawyers, these immigration
Yeah,
lawyers, telling them how to get around our systems,
yeah,
telling them
yeah,
what to say, giving them a briefing on how just what they should do. The bar should cancel their whatever they do for the bar council, and they should be prosecuted.
mm,
These um, migration lawyers should be prosecuted for doing that.
mm.
It amounts to almost treason.
It is. Yeah,
And of course, just, just to put a cap on it, uh, Labour says too little, too late, blaming the Tories for chaos in the immigration system. Just like to point out that it was Tony Blair that started this off.
yeah,
So yeah, you couldn't make it up. So so the whole of this migrant case crisis in this country is getting out of hand.
yeah.
The boats haven't stopped coming. I was a, I can't quite recall the last figure I saw of how many have come in so far this year, but it's an awful lot. It's more than last year at
Over
this point.
15,000, I believe, in it this year so far.
Yeah, I mean there was 45,000 came in last year, 25,000 the year before. They
Yeah,
reckon it's going to be close on 60,000 this year. We're just
yeah,
coming up to the the big push. Once the weather calms down,
mm,
once we get rid of this seasonal weather that we've got, because
yeah,
I don't know whether you noticed, but it always happens in August. We get rotten weather, and it's
yeah.
because the kids are on school holidays.
Mm,
That's why they got rotten weather. Kids are on school holidays.
oh, geez, yes, I know, definitely. So, what's the next news
So, but
item that you've got?
So just to finish up on that, somebody needs to take this by the scruff of the neck and get it sorted out,
Yeah.
because it cannot carry on. They have to start turning the boats back. They have to pick them up in a channel and land them back in France. That will start sending out a clear message, instead of picking them up in the French side of the channel and landing them back here, or landing them here.
Yeah.
That's one way of stopping the boats coming, is pick them up in the channel, land them back on French beaches.
Yeah.
That's what they should do. That would slow it right down. And then they need to get a proper task force together to go after these smugglers and stop that trade. Until they do that, it ain't going to change. So, moving swiftly on. Now, I feel sorry for this poor bloke.
Yeah.
This
So do I.
poor bloke, Andrew Malkinson, spent 17 years in jail for a crime he didn't commit. All that time, that he could have been out within 5 years if he'd have put his hand up to it.
Yeah.
But he stuck by his guns. He said, "I didn't do it." So they finally sorted out the DNA of this case and found out it wasn't him that did it.
Yeah.
Let him out of jail. Then the Home Office was going to charge him food and accommodation for the 17 years that he spent in jail, because he shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, which is all wrong. Can I interrupt you? Can I interrupt you for a minute, Tim? Because on the last issue, Spirit in the Sky Blue said we have an estimated 10.07 million coming to America so far this year.
Wow.
So you think we've got problems?
Yeah. Is that coming across the Mexican border? Is it that's where they're coming in from, or are they coming in from elsewhere? Because it's kind of difficult to get into America legally.
Yeah.
Let alone illegally.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought we had problems, but when you look at that, 10 point. So, do they get benefits? Spirit in the Sky Blue, like they do over here? Yeah.
Americans aren't that generous, I know.
No. Sorry about that, Tim. So,
that's
back
all right.
to the.
I mean, just going on to the migrant crisis. There's a massive crisis going on down in the Mediterranean at the moment.
Yeah.
And they've started to turn the boats back down there and push them back into Syria and that. Yes, the Mexican border. Yeah. So I thought I thought they built a wall down there. Well, it didn't finish it,
so
did he? It didn't finish it.
No, that was yes, we know who.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to the next story, this poor guy, that they were going to charge him food and accommodation for being in prison when he shouldn't have been there. I mean, that is just daft.
Yeah. But they've been doing this for so long, haven't they? Because I mean, there's been other prisoners that have been housed and then found to be innocent, and they've had to pay for the board and lodgings, which I didn't know that they had to. To me, that was a big surprise, and it's all wrong, because why should they suffer twice? I mean, they've been locked up away from society. The injustice
of being locked up for something you didn't do.
Yeah. And all right, I know they get compensation, but like with Andrew,
well, they haven't, have they?
No.
So they've agreed that they're going to give this guy some compensation now.
Yeah. But compensation doesn't cover for 17 years the loss of life.
No,
because he's.
So this is the poor guy there.
I don't know whether he has had a family, but he's. I mean, he's missed a chance of having a family. He's missed a chance of having a career.
So
seeing
he was 40 when they locked him up.
Yeah. And he's 57 now,
Yeah. I mean, that's 17 years of his life that have gone.
Yeah.
He'll never get back.
Now, Spirit in the Sky says yes, they house them, they get money and food and medical help. So, same as what they do here then.
Yeah,
So the American taxpayer's paying for them, like over here.
yeah. So I mean,
Don't tell the boat people that you get that over in the States, otherwise you'll be jumping on planes to go over there.
yeah. So I mean, you just got to feel sorry for this poor bloke and anybody else
Yeah.
that's been in the same situation where they're innocent but been locked up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But it's as you
It's
said, Tim, that if he'd have owned up, just said, "Oh, yeah, I did it," he'd have been
yeah,
out after 5 years. But because he's always proclaimed his
plead
innocence,
his innocence. Yeah,
it's the system is broken,
yeah.
not just in this
Now,
country, all over
now
the
the
world.
person that actually did it, will they catch up with him?
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
they tested his DNA. Have they got
yeah,
the DNA from the person that did it?
yeah, yeah. According to that's why he's been let out. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But all right, I know there's been advances in DNA, but
yeah.
as Spirit in the Sky says, no one in the world can give him his life
No,
back. No, and that is right. Spirit in the Sky Blue.
I
That
mean, my years from
anything here,
40 to 57 to 60
yeah,
were really, really good years. I mean, I had a fantastic time in those 20 years.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I went to war, war a few times.
Mm,
I nearly died countless amount of times, but I had a lot of
yeah,
fun doing it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
But if I'd have
he's
been
missed
missed out
out.
for something I didn't do, I wouldn't have missed out
Yeah,
on all that, would I?
yeah, yeah. And it's as he said on the interview that he gave that he had problems in prison. People, you had to be on guard because there were the chances of being stabbed or
Yeah,
kicked or whatever.
yeah,
So prison isn't a good life when you haven't committed any crime.
that's it.
You know, and particularly because he was put in there for rape. Uh, you
Yeah,
know,
it put him
other people.
with all the other rapists and nonces.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean,
So
I tell you what, he's done remarkably well as a person to
yeah, to
survive.
come through all of that, and he's done well to stick by his guns as well
Yeah,
to
yeah,
keep
yeah,
pleading
yeah,
his innocence when
yeah.
he could have been
Because I
out
mean,
if he'd have said that he did it.
yeah, this is
Anyway,
it. You know.
onto another crime. Now this one came up yesterday, and it's the lionesses, and one of them, Lauren James, was sent off with a red card.
Yeah,
Now let me just show you what they meant by going off with a red card. Let me just drop that banner down for a second. That's the instant. Now
yeah,
I know a picture paints 1,000 words, but this particular picture, I haven't seen the clip. So just looking at this picture, it looks like she's jumping on this other girl.
no, she didn't jump. She got up, and as she walked away, she
She
left
kicked
her
her.
right leg there and stamped on her back. She didn't do it with any force. She just stamped on her back instead of because she could have just cleared her all way.
Yeah,
And this was in the 87th minute. So it was a Beckham moment, like David Beckham did in '98 in the World Cup. So you look, but she's only a 21-year-old, evolved in the emotion of the game and everything like that. But now she could suffer because she'll get an automatic one game ban, but she could get a 3 game ban, which would mean if England
she'll
did
be out
get
of the World Cup altogether.
she'd be out of the World Cup altogether.
Yeah,
Uh,
because
but
they're
at
now
21
down
year
to the
old,
quarterfinals.
yeah, yeah, the emotions involved in a game like that, uh, well, I mean, the pressure of the games now, even for the women, because there's more money involved. It's not sport, I mean, you see them pulling, shoving, pushing in the back, and they get away with it. and yet they've got cameras all around the ground, but they never stop a
Yeah.
game for someone who's pushed in the back intentionally. And it was a brief second, and that's it.
Yeah.
And she could have ruined a chance of being in the World Cup final if we get there. I don't think we will, but that's another conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know more about football than I do.
Yeah.
I'd
Yes,
sooner gouge my eyes out with a blunt spoon than watch football.
Yeah, I did watch the game.
I'm a rugby man myself.
Mm.
But in your opinion, did she deserve that red card for that incident?
Oh yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So,
but there's far worse that goes on in a game where people do not get cards, and this is what I say, that there's no consistency. Even in rugby, I mean, I watch rugby league and rugby.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's some real skullduggery goes on, particularly in the scrum. But not.
Yeah.
I think the higher levels, I mean, the Premiership. They're a lot more professional nowadays. I mean, I think the club game, and particularly the veterans game, can be a bit tasty at times. Having played an awful lot of veterans rugby in my time, and there's got to be a little scrum half. I've almost been sent off a few times for myself for doing a bit of skullduggery and having a laugh for the I know. What am I like?
I didn't think you was that bad, mate. I thought you'd have been clean throughout your rugby career.
Well, generally I was pretty clean, but I mean, it depends on whether somebody sort of starts it. If somebody starts it, I like to sort of finish it.
Yeah. Trust you.
Yes. Anyway, going back to this Lionesses incident, I think A, the red card was the right thing. I think B, it sends out a clear message to because all these girls are icons. They are setting a benchmark for the game for girls coming along. And incidents like this need to be stamped on. And I think she should get, like, she's got a red card. She should have a 3-game ban to put a clear message out that it's unacceptable to do this sort of thing. And the sooner they bring it into the men's game, if you start having a pop at a referee showing disrespect, you're off. You get a red card for that as well. I mean, you start doing it in rugby, you get a yellow instant, 10 minutes, sit on a bench, cool off.
Yeah.
I think they should bring that into football. Yellow card, sin bin for 10 minutes, and if they carry on, they get a red one. And I think that would clean up the game. And that has to come right from the top, from, is it FIFA that do the football?
Yeah.
And that needs pushing down all the way to right down at club level. Because nobody wants to be a referee in football, do they?
No.
Who wants to ref a football game?
I mean, even in the juniors, 5 and 6. I mean,
don't. Kids football probably the worst of the lot. Seeing what goes on in kids football is something else. Yeah. It really is.
And Rebecca says she definitely
deserved the red card.
Deserved the red card. Yeah, she did, Rebecca. It's a shame at 21 years old, but you've got to keep your emotions.
Yeah, I mean, 21 years old. She's obviously been playing the game for a long time. She's at a professional level. Then she needs to be a bit more professional. She needs to set an example to the younger girls that are coming through that want to play football.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Because this is a problem at grassroots level. These kids do abuse the referees. I mean, because
you see it on Sunday morning with the kids. And it's generally the parents that start it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the parents. I've seen some bust up with parents on the Sunday morning.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. But
But it don't seem to be like that in rugby with your kids' rugby. I mean, it's a different mindset altogether. I think in rugby, it's built around respect. You don't ever go at the referee. You respect the referee's decision. You respect the coach's decision. If he pulls a lad off, puts another lad on, fine.
Yeah.
It's that built-in respect for the whole across the whole ethos of the game.
Yeah.
Whereas it just doesn't seem to be there with football, and I don't know why. But there again, I've never really played football. I played football once in my life, and they stuck me in goal, and some clown booted the ball in, got me straight in the movie, broke my nose. I thought this game ain't for me. And then I've been to one Division 1 back then football game, and that was Leeds at Tottenham. 1971 or 72. There was so much violence on and off the pitch. I thought, I don't like this. It ain't for me. So I've never been involved with football. Never liked football. Unfortunately, I was lucky enough to be able to play rugby at a young age and learn the lessons from that and got the respect from that. And rugby is a fantastic game. And it caters for all sizes as well. I mean, you look at football, they're all skinny little runts that running around. If you look at rugby players, you've got the big, heavy guys in the pack, and then you've got the little runts tearing around at the back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand.
So it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on then. So we all agreed that it was the right thing to do to give her that card, and she should be made an example of, just to send out a clear message. Now, it's another thing that caught my eye, and it's about these little buggers. Check out that. Oh, nice little basil brush.
Yeah. Well, it's as I said, Tim, that I used to feed my foxes out in my garden. There used to be about 3 or 4 every night come round, and I used to feed them chocolate bourbon biscuits or the custard creams because they love those. I haven't seen them for about 3 to 4 weeks, but I heard somebody talking in the street about that the council had been culling them. How true it is, because I've seen nothing in the papers locally or anything like that. But I have noticed that I haven't seen my family of foxes at all, for the last 3 weeks. So,
well, they need to do something with them. I mean, they're getting out of hand around here. I mean, we've got a deterrent. They come up and down the road here, and they make an awful lot of noise, and at late o'clock at night, screeching and howling. And I think mainly it's because of him. He's out there. He chases the foxes.
Yeah.
He's a big lad, and I've seen him do it. I'm thinking, what's he doing sat over there? Then all of a sudden he'll make a move, and this fox will come screeching around the corner, and they'll be chasing him down the road. We came back one night opposite our garages, the neighbours' garage. They've got a sort of it's a 3-sided bit where they just drive up on the drive, and both their cars are parked in there. And I thought, what's he doing sat underneath that car? Something's moving behind him. It's fox. He's got his fox trapped in this little open square, and I got out. I called Artie over. He come sauntering across the road. The fox had seen its opportunity and shot round the corner, and away like a scolded fox. So that's the urban foxes. I mean, they'll go through rubbish. They'll go through all sorts of stuff. They leave mess behind, and they make an awful lot of noise at night. Whereas, I mean, you hardly hear them in rural places. In fact, rural foxes you don't hear of much.
No. But it says that the rural foxes are more intelligent than the urban foxes.
Well, they have to be, I guess,
Yeah.
because their survival.
Food doesn't come naturally.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got to
I mean,
hunt for the food.
they're not out scrounging all the time, are they? They're having to look for their food. They have to be clever to be able to catch the odd mouse and that, and what they live off. Whereas the urban fox, I mean, they just need to go for a bin, and they all
Yeah.
find where they can go for it. So there you go. That's the fox story, and
But they are cute. You can't deny
yeah,
foxes aren't cute. You know, I mean,
yeah. So
you know, I used to love seeing them outside, and that they used to come within a couple of yards of me. You know, that they'd never
oh
feel
yeah,
safe enough to come up to feed out the hand, but there'd be a couple of
give them time,
yards.
they would.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
it's like
they're getting bolder and bolder. I mean, you see them out in the daylight now, and they're
Oh
just
yeah,
so
I know.
down the road. And I don't give them monkeys.
No. I mean, we was out somewhere in the car yesterday, and one ran across the road, but it had mange, which is
Yeah, I
popular
mean,
in the fox population. It kills them off in the end, but
yeah,
when you look, it was in such a state, you know,
yeah,
and
they must
they
be
can pass
suffering.
that on.
Yeah,
That's the
that could
problem.
be passed on to your dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nice. But there you
No.
go. These things are sent to try us.
Yeah. So, have you got any other news that you'd
I've
like to
got
share
one
with?
more story that I came across this morning that was trending quite well, and
Hmm.
at first sight, I mean, rat population
Oh,
surges in Glasgow. Estimated
oh,
1.3 million pests in, in in city as lockdown
1.3
brings
million.
increase across UK. Yeah. So the
Oh,
rat
well,
population.
um,
It,
yeah,
I mean, we don't have a rat problem around here. If we did, that'd soon be coming through the cat
but I
flap.
mean, but when you look, they reckon that there's one rat, there's no end of rats to one person, and
Yeah,
there are rats all over the place. I mean, uh, I've I had a neighbour who lived downstairs, and she always used to sit with the front door open having a cigarette. I mean, she was only in her early 50s. She passed away about a year ago of cancer. And I remember the time I was just going out to the car to go out, and she called me over and she says, Keith, can you help me? So I says, why? What's up, Donna? And she says, a rat's just run into my house. She was petrified. She was petrified, and it had gone where a wheelchair was. So I removed the wheelchair, and it was cowered in the corner. So I got a brush, borrowed a brush, and just swept it. You know, moved it towards the door, and it ran out, and that was it. It was gone. But you know,
they are
and then
cheeky.
and I remember going to Bradley Woods a couple of years ago, filming the birds. The bullfinches, the great tit, blue tit, and everything like that, and the jays. And of course, I always used to carry peanuts in my car, and I used to put them on the top of the post. And I went this particular day, got in the car, filmed the birds, and there must have been about 20 rats underneath the post as the birds dropped the nuts
Yeah.
that they were eating them, you know. And I thought, I'm pleased I was in the car.
But that's the problem, isn't it? It's they are they are vermin. They do carry disease,
Yeah,
and that's part of the problem. I think is that it's all well and good having these wildlife around you,
yeah,
but if it's going to bring something like the Black Death, I mean,
yeah. I
Glasgow
know.
in itself has got a massive problem anyway with the drugs trade, the the addiction rates that are up there, and the people that are really suffering and living on the streets.
Yeah.
It'll get to them, then it will spread then to the rest of society, and before you know it, we've got a major pandemic on our hands where we've got the Black Death.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do they know how to treat it nowadays?
I don't know, did I?
Don't know. It's been a while since we've had the Black Death, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah, it is many years ago. But when you look at how easy uh, these diseases can be brought back, because I watched the news last night, and it was about
Oh yeah,
in Portsdown, where
smallpox.
where they're doing
They
trying,
eradicated smallpox, and now it's starting to come back again.
yeah, where they were trying to do get vaccines for future pandemics. When you look, this bird flu seems highly contagious with the birds. It hasn't, well, it has. One person has got bird flu, so I don't know what the difference is between ordinary flu and bird flu. But if that's crossed over, the chances of it, and then there was one person in the UK who's got Crimean, whatever it was, which is coming through because of the climate change, the warmer climates, and everything. So we have got to be very, very careful, because it's mosquitoes, mites, and everything like this that pass these diseases on to us.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's gone blue. He's
I've
left
gone all
me.
blue.
He's
That
left
shouldn't have
me
happened.
again.
That shouldn't have happened.
Tech problem. Now he's gone sepia.
Oh, I see what happens.
Yeah,
The
now
other
he's
camera
gone
went off.
sepia. He's mucking about with his cameras. He's got that many. He's got a professional setup, and he likes throwing it about.
What can I say?
So I don't know what you all think to the Tuesday morning live with myself and Tim going on about the news here in the UK, and occasionally the news from the USA or from other parts of the world. But this is going to be a regular Tuesday morning news program at 10:30 every Tuesday, I believe. It is. Am I right on that, Tim?
Yeah. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to, if there's a news topic that you think is would be good for us to cover, to put our piece of our tuppence in on it, let us know. Ping it down in the chat, or ping either Keith or myself a message, and we'll try and include it in the show. We may even look at maybe trying to do a phone in. That might be fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, if you've got
the technology to be able to do it. I haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
So we might do a test on that to see if we can get somebody to phone into the show, and we'll have a chat.
Yeah, well, if you want to test it, don't have me on, and I'll phone you up.
Or we could get Rich to phone in.
Yeah, or you'll have to get you'll have to pass on your number to me, your phone number, so I can phone you up. And if you've got the technology, I'd love to try that, Tim.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so we'll give it. Might give it a go tonight. A private go tonight for 10 minutes. You can then see. Well. Yeah, you can see how the barge has gone. Whether the other 20 people have gone on, or whether they've
deemed themselves right to turn up.
Yeah. So. I'm just looking at the latest Sky News. It says all-female network of spies who work for Wagner exposed as Putin doubling down on regime security. So it's been using women as spies. just shows you,
Well, I think
even in
they've always done that since Marie Curie, haven't they? Not
theory,
Marie
yeah,
Curie,
yeah, yeah,
Marie
yeah, yeah,
Celeste. No, not Marie Celeste. Who was it?
yeah.
On the First World War. What was her name? Spy.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I
Well,
can't remember.
that's all right, Rebecca. Just appreciate you being in
Yes,
on
thanks for
this
joining us.
morning's live. You know, it was a test that I wanted to see how things went on the morning instead of 9 o'clock at night. And I've had a few on that I haven't seen in a long, long time, like Chopper. He's from Australia, so it'll be late at night for him, I think now, 12 hours
Yeah,
in front or something like
yeah.
that. And
They're
blue
already
sky.
into tomorrow, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Ask him
another
to
one.
check the lottery ticket for tonight.
Yeah,
Give us the
that
numbers.
I haven't seen around for a long, long time, because at 9 o'clock at night, whether they're around or not, and we was expecting our Rich to be in this morning. He was sent the link, but he must be busy, Tim. So
Must be out
I
and
look
about
forward.
filming or something.
Yeah, it's 8:15 Tuesday night here in Australia. See,
Oh,
thank you
excellent.
very much for that. So it's now 11:16 here in the morning, and it's
Yeah.
nice and sunny. A few clouds in the sky, a bit windy, but it's 20 degrees here in 18 degrees here in Cleethorpes. Sorry, 18.
Mm.
So, Tim, I will leave it up to you to close the show, to remind
Okie
people
dokie.
that about what's on tonight on your channel, and
Oh,
I will see you all on mine tomorrow. I don't know what time. I will be day 9, I think it is tomorrow, on
yeah.
Live Every Day in
Scrum
August.
half day.
Yeah. So I will see you all. So I'm going to say bye for now.
TTFN. Well, there you go. That's today's show over. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something from it. Hope you. Thank you for all your comments and everything like that. It's much appreciated. If you would like to join the quiz tonight, if you go in for Live Awesome Quiz on YouTube, you'll find it there. We go live at 8:30 British summertime, and it lasts for about sort of 45, 50 minutes, something like that. My co-host, Lady Heale, she compiles the quizzes and she makes them easy and difficult and all sorts of things. So if you'd like to join in the quiz this evening, feel free. All you need is a pen and a bit of paper, and then just put your scores in the chat once I'll give you the answers. So until this evening or the next time we go live with Keith, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.